If opening your Canvas course in January is making your eyes twitch, then this video is for you. Hey guys, it's Lauren. Welcome back to the channel. Before your students log into Canvas and assignments begin piling up, there are a few non-negotiables within your Canvas course that you need to do before you kick off 2026 and have a strong year. So today in this video, I'm going to walk you through my exact Canvas checklist so that your course ends up clean, organized, and ready to go. Let's jump into this checklist because this is the kind of situation where you do it once and you thank yourself later. Alright, so first up on the list is cross-listing. If cross-listing applies to you, do this before anything else. If you're teaching multiple sections of the same course, cross-listing allows you to keep everyone in the same place. So essentially, you're taking multiple courses and placing them all together into one. What's nice about this for you, the teacher, is you have one course to manage. So you're only posting content one time instead of, let's say you have 6 different courses, you're not posting it 6 separate times. This is also great because you're able to manage one gradebook as well. The biggest mistake that I see teachers make is they actually build inside of a course for the following semester and then realize they have to cross-list afterwards. This can cause really terrible headaches to you because if you cross-list afterward, you're really highly likely to lose all of the content that you built within that course. So that leads us kind of into step 2, which is importing content after you cross-list, but we'll get to that in just a second. So let's keep talking about cross-listing. So if you are cross-listing, do it now before you import any content or create any content in your spring 2026 courses. If you are an elementary school teacher, the likelihood of you cross-listing is really low. This is mainly for secondary education. So a person who's, let's say, a science teacher, an ELA teacher, and they have multiple duplicate sections. So meaning they have like period 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. And they need to combine them. If you are an elementary teacher, you're probably going to skip this step entirely. If you are a secondary educator and you are unsure whether or not your school allows for cross-listing, pause this video and make sure to contact your school or your district's Canvas admin, and then they'll let you know whether or not you can cross-list, or maybe they already do it for you. That would be a nice win. All right, so next up we have importing content, which I kind of briefly touched on with cross-listing. So after cross-listing, or again, if you're an elementary teacher, this is really your first step, is to import your content into your 2026 courses. Now, where are you going to import content from? So there are multiple places in which you can import content into this new empty shell of a course. The first being, if you have a sandbox course that you've created content for semester 2, what you're going to do is you're going to go into the current empty course that you've cross-listed and import all of that content from a sandbox course. If you do not have a sandbox course set up, which I highly recommend you do, I have an entire video on how to do so. I'll link it in the description. But what you can do is you can actually go to your prior semester or even prior year and start importing specific content. Maybe from semester 1, you want your homepage, some of your modules, some of the settings, and you're going to start importing that over into semester 2. You can also select specific assignments or quizzes that maybe you didn't get to in semester 1 that now you want to transfer over to semester 2. You can select an entire course or import very specific course content over into that empty shell. Hopefully you do not feel overwhelmed by having a new empty Canvas course. Importing content does not have to be difficult, especially if you have a team of teachers at your school that have been using Canvas in the past. Maybe they will share some of the content that they've used in the past with you, or of course you can always check out my Teachers Pay Teacher store. I have lots of curriculum and fun lessons, especially coming up. I have a Valentine's Day module lesson. Check that out as well. All right, now we're moving into the step that usually everybody skips initially. I say initially because eventually it catches up with them. So that is editing the content that you imported. So the first place that I would edit your content is within the course navigation. This is just cleaning up all of those links on the sidebar and making sure that they are identical to what maybe you previously had, or maybe now you're like, oh my gosh, I wasn't even aware that I could edit the course navigation. Now you're removing things that maybe did not make sense for your students to have access to initially. Ultimately, if your student doesn't need it, hide it. So once you've reviewed your course navigation, you want to head over to your modules page and make sure that your modules are published, at least the ones that you want students to see and have access to. Some you might want unpublished, like I usually have a teacher template module at the top that I create duplicates from. You want to make sure when your students enter their Canvas course in 2026 that when they click on their modules page, there is actually something there instead of a locked screen. So going through that, editing old content out, and things like that is really important. The next thing you want to do is update your homepage. So making sure that maybe your announcements are up to date on that page, your agenda slide or agenda section on your homepage, your module buttons, do those look like they are up to date as well? Maybe you're working on new content that you weren't working on in semester one, so those module quick shortcut buttons need to be updated as well. If your homepage is old and says something like, welcome students 2024-2025, last year's kids, I see you, I've done that before, and it needs to be updated. All right, the last thing you need to edit are assignment due dates. Before students ever touch Canvas in 2026, make sure you update your assignment due dates. You can use the bulk assignment editor to edit due dates across the board. Also, when you import content, there is a little checkbox button that you can select that will remove past due dates. I highly suggest this, removing them entirely, because then you can, as you're going through the semester, update those due dates as well. I usually would just, because I didn't know what day I wanted things assigned necessarily, so I would just remove all of the due dates, and then as I went week by week, I would update the due date within each assignment. But you can use the bulk editor. That is a really nice tool to use. All right, so the fourth and final step of this checklist is publishing your course. This one seems very simple because, it is, but you will be surprised how many teachers will show up on the first day of school within the new year and forget to publish their course. Their students are in their classroom and the student goes, "Where's the course? I don't see it on my dashboard," and it's not their fault, it's your fault. I feel personally attacked by myself right now because I've done this. I think everybody does this at some point where you forget to publish your course content. So make sure before students arrive or even before your class starts, click the publish button. Otherwise, no one will see your new course. Don't forget to publish. Don't forget to publish. Check out my funny meme on my Instagram for publishing content. All right, guys, let's wrap this up. So if you follow my checklist, I guarantee that you will avoid 90% of the Canvas chaos I see in January. So that is making sure you cross-list if necessary, you import course content into your new 2026 courses. You then, of course, edit that content. You're going to go through it and make sure it's correct. And then lastly, don't forget to publish. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more Canvas tips. Also, if you would, leave a comment below, 2026 ready, so I know that you are starting the new year with Canvas off strong. If you want something that is more tangible and hands-on, I have also attached a guide to this video in the description. So make sure you check that out. You can print it out and give it to all of your teacher friends. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.